Hi folks, how are you doing? The 8th round has started with one of the games already done, which could have been the game of the round and one of the most decisive games of the tournament between the two leaders right now, Aronian and Anand, finished in a quite fast way. Well, let us see what happened. Aronian is white, Anand is black, c5, c4, c6 is played. Aronian plays knight f3, d5, just like against Andreikin. He started this way. Now he plays queen b3. Quite a strange move. In fact, Anand admitted he hadn't seen this move in his life. So, quite a strange move here. Trying to surprise Anand. The point is that, the d5 pawn is under attack. The queen is putting some pressure here. Here, black is to choose how to develop his pieces. If he plays e6, this will be kind of a semi-Slav, but Anand said neither there or in the Grunfeld playing like this with g6, he could take advantage of the awkwardly placed queen on b3. So he finally, decided to go for a critical line, advance it, d4. Taking wouldn't have been that much of a problem, I guess, for white, because he takes and the central pawn on d5 is gone for black, so he's gonna play d4 and even e4 freely maybe. The critical point was to play d4, and after this Aronian plays e3. This seems like a reversed Benoni kind of similar stuff. If d takes e3 now, for instance f takes e3, if white can play easily d4, he will have a bunch of central pawns there, interesting enough. And the other critical move which Anand played was to play c5, defending that pawn. And of course he had seen that this is leading to a pawn sacrifice by black, but he thought very rightfully that there was not too much to be scared of, because black is going to get almost complete compensation. Queen b5 check, knight c6, and queen takes on c5. So white is up a pawn, but he's moved his queen already 3 times, and he will have to move it another bunch of times once again to get back to safety. And those are tempos that black is going to win and definitely compensate this for his pawn. Strong move, e5, attacking the queen, so he goes b5, now a6, the queen must move again. Aronian went to b3, then he admitted that he thought he should have gone to a4 definitely, and after bishop d7, queen d1 he thought was okay. Strange looking position, but okay, white has won a pawn and got back. So after queen b3, here Anand was, as he told in the press conference, was hesitating for a while if to play or not to play knight f6, as this could lead to very crazy variations, like for instance e takes d4, e4, d5, and a couple of knights would be taken here with a very sharp position here, similar to a 19th century position, as both players said. Another opportunity here, if takes, I guess d3 would have been played. So now after knight f6 there are some other chances here. It was interesting, for instance, bishop e2, both players discussed this another possibility. d3, bishop takes, e4, a piece sacrifice for white. Now bishop e2 takes on a3, and even g takes e3 was suggested. White has 3 central pawns there for the piece, and Aronian said, half laughing, that he definitely would have played this awkward position with white. But okay. Bishop c5 he played instead of knight f6. Vichy went for the much more calmed position, bishop c5. Now d3, and taking on e3 is not a big problem for white anymore, because The bishop is already protecting there, as well as the pawn on f2. So now that knight f6, e4, Aronian closes the center. Short castle, yes, white is up a pawn, but black has a very strong grip control on the center with his pawns, his pieces, and he's well ahead on development, so there shouldn't be much of a problem here for black. Anand thought that, well, he shouldn't be, I mean, he wasn't scared of getting into a home preparation, because preparation can't get you anything great in this kind of position for white, because black has almost full compensation. He was just a little bit scared of losing his compensation if the pieces started to get exchanged. Okay, now bishop e2, bishop b4 check. Black tries to discoordinate white, not let him just develop his pieces freely, and he gives him this check. So Aronian thought for a while what piece to put in the middle of this check. Finally he went with the knight from b1 to d2. Now a5, winning space on the queen side, trying to go a4 for instance, and crapping white's position even more. White's main problem here is his lack of space. Aronian castled, knight d7, for instance, to go to a very strong square c5, also giving black a possibility to use his f-pawn either for defensive or even offensive reasons. Queen goes back to d1, Aronian just anticipates a4 or knight c5. Now bishop has done his job on b4, it goes back to d6, knight e1, and well, white is trying to regroup his knights. The f4 break would be a very important move to just unchain his position sometimes. Now knight c5, knight b3, knight a6, knight d2. Well, everybody there watching the game live was just begging and hoping and praying the player didn't just repeat the moves and kept playing. They did it for a second time, and well, after knight a6, I don't know. This was the last chance for Aronian to play for something like f4 and continue the game. I think this was interesting. Still, game is going on. I don't know. Just a couple of suggestions here. f6, for instance, and here white could either take on e5, and if, I don't know, f takes, rook takes, queen takes, for instance knight f3, and I mean the game is still on. White may not be may not have that great position because his pieces are not very active at all, and black has lots of central pawns here crapping white's position, but still there is a game going on. Even not taking on e5, but I don't know, bishop g4, trying to exchange a couple of pieces, queen takes, and later have more space for the remaining ones. But this was a game to be played. But shamefully, Aronian played knight d2 once again, and after just 19 moves, complete disappointment, they agreed to draw. Well, really a disappointing game. I was hoping that after such an interesting and a strange opening, the game could go on for a while, and this could be really the game of the day, a decisive game for the standings. But suddenly, just in a couple of hours, they very shortly, very fast, in only 19 moves, they agreed to draw by repetition. Okay, for Anand this is cool. He's black. He's still leading in the tie breaks. He won the first game against Aronian, so the first tie break is face to face. So he's well ahead of Aronian on that tie break if they are tied finally. So this is absolutely benefiting Anand. But okay, Aronian said in the press conference that he, during the game, before the game, he thought this move order, this position, this line was cool, was interesting, but during the game he thought he realized that his position was very close to be resignable. He thought he had a horrible position, so After these couple of repetitions, he said the pressure of the opening had been too much, just too much for him, and he decided to draw the game. And okay, you gotta respect that, but it's absolutely disappointing from our point of view of spectators, because this could be potentially a very interesting and very good game, but unfortunately it ended in a fast draw. Thanks for watching.